glasses. Right. Hello, everyone. Here I am again. Wait lang ha. I'm just gonna get my glasses. My reading glasses. I can't see. Oh, bugger. I didn't forgot my glasses. Anyway, so here we go, guys. In this streaming, I'm gonna be discussing a bit of all sort of topics, but most especially is I'm gonna continue my series blogs. Okay, my series. I created. I started this series. My series, guys. Be discussing about family and upbringing like that of the children. So, how does the upbringing of our children affect their way of life, way of living, lifestyle, and everything? So, both especially psychologically, emotionally, and socially. Okay? Wala akong glasses, guys. Forgot my glasses. Okay. Right, let me just share my live to my community. So, um, so I have a question. Does affects the upbringing to the way of the upbringing of a child to their lifestyle when they grow up or they become adults or while they are growing up? That is my question. If you have an answer, please do. If you have something to contribute or to say your comments, have your say. Whatever it is, have your say. Oh, Paul is cooking dinner. I can smell it. It smells good already. Most educated people or been um, mostly really what's wrong? I gotta I don't remember my password. So there you go. Would agree or wouldn't agree with me, but whatever it is, I would have to say what I have to say. So my question is, how would if would the upbringing would the parents way of upbringing bring up to the children does affect has a will have an effect to their children as they're growing up, or the way uh, they grow up sa pagpapalaki sa kanila. Mayroon bang epekto sa pagpapalaki ng ating mga anak, yung pamaraan ng ating pagpapalaki sa ating mga anak? Mayroon bang epekto sa mga anak natin habang sila ay tumatanda na? So, yan ang question ko. Kung mayroon kayong contribution, if you have something to have to say or to contribute, whether you agree with me or not, it's open. It's an open open discussion. You can contribute. We can discuss it. The aim of this streaming, why I choose this topic, because I am very particular and I came from a very oriented family, and I just want to continue to share my thoughts, my knowledge about typical upbringing of I wouldn't say successful family, but it is more likely it is that is result. Whether they become rich or not, they become successfully, like finish their degree or career, having a career in their life, is still the result of this. The target is to become a law abiding citizen or individual. So person, that is the aim of this discussion. So how do we make our children, how do we make our children safe for themselves, become safe from outside world, from temptation, and how we show them a role example, because a lot of people would say, it's not like I was brought up rough. My Both of my parents are like nasty, but I came up all right. I came out all right. But you forgot that because of the also upbringing, because of the surroundings, the atmosphere of the while the child is growing up, the child had m- made her choice or his choice to be good, but it doesn't mean that that child doesn't have bad memories or traumatized by the parents' bad elements or bad example, isn't it? So, but it's only like, well, probably not all of them like came out all right, but often a lot of them came out really bad. So let's go to the positivity. Let's go to the positive way, the possible. Okay. So, paano natin palaki ng ating mga anak na safe sa environment nila, kung paano sila ma paano nila malabanan ang bad influence outside world, paano nila malabanan ang mga influence lalo na ngayon sa new generation. I am not saying, guys, na ang new generation is very bad. No, it's not. Is It would be so wrong of me or anybody else to say that the new generation is worse than it was before. No, 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 it's not. Okay, my generation back in this, I was a 70s baby. Yeah, I was a 70 baby. I was growing up obviously like in 70s. I was teenage. I was until like 80s teenager. There were bad people already, bad elements out there, bad influence, you see, done by old people, by old generation. So it's not just because of the new technology, just because of the gadget and all the influence, it doesn't mean that this generation is really bad. No, it's not. So let's stop in there. It's not. So my generation back in the 80s was teenager. It wasn't that good either. So the world has begun like really bad. So it doesn't mean that the parents will depend on that. They shouldn't depend the influence of what the social media, what is the influence outside world. We are talking about home, from home safe. Okay, how to bring our children, prepare for them to prepare themselves, to protect themselves out there. So preparing it well, how do you call that? Making our children prepare by letting them wear a well-equipped security shield for their own protection. So if you are like teaching your child at home to be smart, then your child will be smart. But in what way? See, in what way are you teaching? Because your child might misunderstood it. Oh, and my mom told me that to be smart. That means if I see something, I will pick it up and keep it myself. I'm being smart. No, it's not. That would be stealing, isn't it? That would be that would be so stealing. So you have to teach your child to be smart and the good values behind it. To be smart is to deal with a lot of things for their own safety, and that's include to protect themselves to get tempted by bad elements out there. One thing is I thought I would I taught my children is say no to drugs. Okay, that is number one. Say no to drugs. Say no to any vices. Because and then I I not just I wasn't. You don't just say no. You have to explain why. So my explanation would be like this: why I say no, because you can't afford it. You don't have the money. You even if you have the money, you don't want to do it because it will inflict bad to yourself, health, and psychologically and mentally. There, you see, say no to drugs. So when you say don't do that, you have to reinforce a very valid and clear explanation why you said so. So, and also by showing them the good example that you're not doing it yourself. You see, you know. Have you heard the saying, a family, or not just a family? It's, it can be socially, isn't it? It could be friends. It could be like social associate. Yeah, it's like um, have you seen the saying like flock to get what do you call that? Um, oh, what do you call like a family that pray together stays together. Have you seen that one? So that means like if you are like a very very straight family or normal family, what is it called a normal family? What is the normal family? There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect family, but you can always make it less perfect. That means you meet halfway there. The target there or the aim is to make your child and yourself free from stress, free from problem, free from harm. So that is it. And if you're not very religious, if you're not God fearing, if you don't know God, you will have to follow what is the law, isn't it? The law of the land that's set up by the government, the governing body. And if you are a law abiding citizen, you will teach it to your children and you. So the target there, targets in this, the aim to this like streaming is how we can help our children to grow up. I tell you guys, I'm talking about personally here. The guidance of our children is never end, even if they're already reached to adulthood. Because if they were like astray when they were young, what more so in their when they're adulthood? If you have not teaching them the good values, then they will likely to decide to themselves, "Oh, I'm good. This no, my parents never said this. Oh, that don't do that. Don't do this," because their parents doing it. So um, your rules we have to be it will get effective if you are applying it yourself. Yes, because you cannot like make the rules or lo- um, and then break it yourself, then it would be like you would be like a laughing, your children will laugh at you, isn't it? Don't they? So yeah, so the target of this, the aim of this streaming is, this is my aim of this stream, is to discuss how to to bring up our children. And personally, and by education as well and wisdom, by education, been to counseling and educate, been educated for values education and all that. I would say professionally, I would say like it's the upbringing is it does has like a big contribution and impact to bringing up our children. So I know when they become adults, they can decide whether they become a criminal, don't they? Whether they become a killer, they could be a psychopath. But if you bring them up while they are growing up, like from 0 to 16 to 17, you could like expect that they will be living happily or will have a adulthood. Yeah, whatever that is, whatever the weather, whatever challenges that they will go through their lives. And if they're gonna go through something like bad, you will be there to protect them or to support them, because that's what family are for. Yeah. Second is, only like an idiots will say that, or stupid people, or denial, or like uh, covering themselves from guilt, um, would say that upbringing doesn't have to do with bad people, when they, or the bad decision of their children in their adulthood. Of course it is. It has something to do with it, because if the parents are like racist, then the children will be likely to be racist. If the parents does that, like anything that bad, their children will be likely to incline to be like that, have that thoughts, have the ideal, have that respect, or respect of their lives, have the aspect, or way of thinking. But like I said, the influence plus the influence out there, influences outside, then it would be contributing also in that matter. So why is it important for the parents to bring up our children accordingly, or responsive, with love and care, to be take that responsibility, instead of leaving it from outside there, just because we cannot just say that, that is because of the new generation, or because of the style, the trends, the fashion. We cannot help it, we cannot stop it. And you could just say, okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. I could wash my hands now because that's how it is. No, it's not. Because when I was growing up, like I said, people was already bad. There were already bad adults, and they were already, oh my god, doing worse things. But the only difference is nowadays it's in the on the news, it's in the social media. But before, because we don't have that way, it was secret. It was discreetly done, or even if some people seen it, they just zip up their mouth. Yeah, there's lips. But nowadays, because of like the open discussion on the social media, then you can see, oh yeah, that is what happened because of the new generation. That's what they do. But no, it's not. Even before it did happen. So there was no difference by back then and now. The only difference is it was secretly kept, and discreetly skip, and now is in the open because of the freedom of speech, and people are freely express their feelings, but feelings, and they can confess publicly without without worrying that they are like embarrassing the family names and all that. No, yeah. So that is the difference. I forgot to share my life, guys. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna share my life first. Um, link. And nowadays they blame the social media. Social media contributed so much, most especially YouTube. The YouTube has so much like access there, like good education for people. I sometimes it make me laugh, this there are so many like agency or like independent bloggers like me sharing good values and inspirational life story and education for and discipline, and people who watch this video will some parents they actually will like research it on YouTube or any social media or Google it about how to bring up our children, and they will click on that one and they will watch that certain individual like me, and they will learn something from me. So that's why I'm sharing this, because there are some people there that they probably get stuck. How can I resolve? How can I do it? So I'm hoping that this one will help the way and make them understand that actually the upbringing of our children is it plays the very big important role to what they become someday in their lives, okay, in their adulthood. And that if you're not a church goer, then you would likely not to be get into that deep spiritual education, counseling, and any advice from the knowledgeable, or taking any wisdom from elderly people. If you're just depending from your home, from your mother or your father, your grandparents, what you can hear from them, then if they are telling you good stuff, but how about if they're telling you bad stuff? How about if they're telling you nothing at all? Then that means that you won't learn anything. You don't have guidance. And then you see, if you like a classic example, if your child hasn't been told not to steal, then your child will be likely to steal something, because she doesn't know, he doesn't know, they don't know what's wrong and what's bad and what's wrong and right. That is a classic example. If you're just teaching your child to be smart, to be wise, to look after herself, not not to teach your child what's wrong and right, then your child will more likely to be, what do you call that? To be there's another word of that. To be hustler. Your child will become hustler someday. You just help themselves, because you have not teach, or you have not told your child that taking something that doesn't belong to you is bad, and your child will be likely to be doing that freely because you didn't teach what is right and wrong. Yeah. So that is a classic example. So uh so that's why it is very important to advise, to bring your child up, to bring up your child and teach them with the good values. What is a good value, family good values? The family good values is actually, guys, very, very simple. You don't have to call it family. If you don't have family, then you can like around like me. I don't have family here. I don't have family here to show my children that uh, that's how we do in the Philippines. That's what we do. But then I let my children grow up with their grandparents here. And I was really, really like grateful to my in laws that they contributed the big role of bringing up my children because they are also very traditional and very family oriented. You see, there's like in Europe or in England, the British doesn't have that family orientation. No, it's wrong because my in-laws were family oriented. They were actually living together. My mother-in-laws, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they were living with their parents until their parents died. They looked after them. And so that's why I say that's what we do in the Philippines. We look after our grandparents, our parents. See? So there are so many like wrong like information about the British family. Actually, they are, if they are very tradition, they are very tradition. They are very family orientated. They are very family oriented. They look after the family. I know that a lot of, even not now, not just in the modern day, because of the society, the circumstances, that the children cannot look after their parents because of their job. They have their own family, and because of they cannot support their parents, and also because the government or the system has been made available to all the old age home, then they use it. Why not? If they're going, if it is there, then they may as well use it. And that's why that the nursing home, the residence for elderly people are there, and the parents are there. But if you can, it doesn't mean that they are bad children. It doesn't mean that they love their parents any less. So and it doesn't make also that they are very bad children because not looking after the parents. No, but because it has been made available there, then they use it. And why we have to be thankful also that the government or the system has been made available, because not all or not everyone has a family, not everyone has children. Where would they go if they don't, when they get old, if the residents or the nursing home, the care by the government made available won't be available for them to stay, to live. So they will be left at home by themselves, and it's not good, isn't it? So, but it doesn't mean also that there is no more family oriented people, and that there's no more children that can look after their parents. Because my ex-husband, he looked after his parents. We both actually, especially when dad was still alive. So even if after the divorce, I used to go there and do the housework to help out, because that's what should the children do. And it's nothing to do with them. We stay the same. My in-laws, we stayed the same. We stayed friends, or because they were my family. They are my family here. They're all that I got here in the UK. So yeah, uh, where am I? Bear with me. Just sharing my life. Okay, let's see. Bear with me, guys. I'm just having a break for a minute. sharing my life. Hold on. Bear with me, bear with me. Sinisipon man ako eh. Um, Switch account. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna share my live in my community. Forgot to share there. Okay, live now. Community. Publish. Yeah, so while I'm sharing, I will continue my my topic. So it's all about aim that about the aim how to bring up our children accordingly. So it is very simple, guys. I will make it short today because only 1 hour. My battery is. I forgot to bring my charger. Uh, it's very simple. If you love your child, you love your family, you love your children, your son and your daughter. You give them advice straight to the point. And you don't just give them advice once. You do it constantly. And when they get older, reminders, reminding them, reminding them. And you have to be consistent. The consistent word is you keep on your rules. If should you break it or should you change it, then you have to explain. Or there's something came up, some change plan, change schedule, change rules and all that. And then until later on, it become more like just come up natural, because you don't have to tell all the time your child, because your child already have that, and they already know, your child already know the schedule. I used to make a list what to do, list, and in the morning what time they wake up. They have an alarm clock. They know what time they wake up. They know how long they have to take shower, how long they have to brush their teeth, how good how well they brush their teeth. That is very important, isn't it? That is a basic, but it is a lifetime lesson, a lifetime skills that they must learn from you as parents. What time should they stay used in the shower? How what time they should take? How long they should take them? To change, to get ready, and then prepare to go to school. Remember, school, homework, look after themselves, hygiene at home, you know, looking after, not just to help about the chore at home. They have to they have to do their share. They have to contribute, not just like you alone as parents to do it. Don't think that you are laboring, or you are letting your child, or you imposing a child labor to your child. No, it's not. It is preparing them to be a hardworking person, And also, na along the way, on the process, they also learn how to adapt and how to be patient. Okay, is the patience and following instruction, learning the concept of life in a constructive way, like that. And when they so employing like working your child outside, search, starting to search or patient to be patient at work, it start from home. I told my children, this is a you have to work to sustain life, and you don't have to choose any work, any job. I know that you have to follow your capacity, according to your capacity. If you cannot, you don't have to go higher. You have to start from the bottom, from low, and then you rise up to the ladder. And so that is, working oriented for people, culture, working culture. Your child see you working every day. You have to remind them what you do. You have to tell them the value of why you have to go to work, the understanding, the comprehension behind it, the values about behind the working culture. Why do you have to go and wake up every day? So why is it important to be wise, to be smart, how to spend money and a penny? So you have to open up to your child like that. You have to teach them, because if you never done that, you miss it out a lot, and that could contribute a down. Uh, your child never learn what is the value of money, what is the value of it, and where it's from. Your child is gonna be dependent and hold their lives. They're gonna be dependent in the system. They're gonna be dependent in the government. You don't want that. So yes, you are a hardworking person. Then you have to teach your child in a good way, not pressurizing them. You have to teach them because be gentle, because they are fragile, they are sensitive. So in that way, you have to teach or guide them and try to channel their sensitivity into a constructive way. And kailangan na tulungan natin na ating mga anak para maintindihan nila kung paano o kung gaano kahirap kumita ng pera. Kung gaano kahirap magtipid. You see, nagtipid. Paano ko sila um, nakuan ang aking mga anak? Paano ko sila napakain? You see guys, yung unang panahon, yung kuan pa lang, lumalaki ang mga anak ko, nagtrabaho siyempre ako. Juggle up as a single mom. Well, I was single, but I wasn't single parent because they have their dad support them. So, tanong doon ang mga katanungan. How did I juggled up my work and then my child? So, alam mo, bago ako pupasok guys, before I go to work, I drop my daughter to school, then run. I was sweating to go to work, running. Nakita yan ng mga anak, my children seen that. Seen my hard work. And then they also witness because of my hard work. And then I feel ill. But it wasn't because of that. Talagang unfortunate lang talaga ako. I just unfortunate according to my doctor that I was really unfortunate the way my body built. It wasn't because of hard work, because a lot of people hard work there more than me physically, heavy, even work like that duty, but they're okay. But it's just my health, it's not my body built. That's what my doctor said. So ang immune my immune is just weaker than the others, than my siblings, because I'm the only one have this in my family. So let's pass that on. But then I've done it. I've done my part. I've showed my children how to work hard, and then they've seen it. So that's why my children got matured, or not because of my hardship, but not because of my hard work, but they appreciate it. They appreciate they've seen my sacrifice, my work, my hard work. And not to mention, because I keep reminding them. You see, I keep reminding them that, oh my God, it's this like that. I don't want you to go through this. This is what I did. I don't want you to work, uh, get a hardship like this as me. I want you to do better when you grow older. That's why education, that's when the education has comes around to our discussion. So education is very important, education, kasi without it, how can you get a job if you don't get educated properly? Hmm? Paano ka makakapagtrabaho kapag wala kang natapos? Paano ka makapagpili ng trabaho if you have not finished or done any skills, special skills? You don't have to get a degree to have or to get a proper job, or to get a job to sustain your life. Yeah. But the question is, are you working towards that job? Are you working towards that career? You know, you can get a career without degree, but why aim low? Aim high, medium in the middle. Target, aim that target in the middle. Yeah. So that's why I've been teaching my children that what we should teach our children, because it would help them aim high and focus. Aim high and focus to hit that target. And the target is to get a good education, qualification, and then that to use towards your career. And even if you fail along the way, yeah, let's say you failed because of some circumstances change, but because you have a good upbringing, because you have a good example from your parents, working hard parents, and you rise up, you go back, stand up to your feet. I've seen my mom working day and night, or night shift, seen my dad working too hard, but you have, then it should enough to teach you a good values of what life's all about, and how to um, put importance in your life yourself. I'm good looking because I'm handsome, I'm beautiful because I got this from my dad and my mom. So I have to look after myself. Thank to them, thank your parents, appreciate them. The other way of appreciation to your parents is simple as, oh, dad or mom, do you have anything? Do you need anything? Something like that. Or surprise them. That is how you, oh, grand, nan, they pop in, I will see you, and surprise them of anything that they likes. Because if you love and you know your family, then you know what they love. Yeah, that is simple as that. And so that is my other question. How well do you know your parents? How well do you know the people who loves you or around you? If you know them well, then you know what they likes, what they love, food treats, or something like that, simple snacks and all that. To see them, it gives them for you to see them. It gives them a big pleasure, happiness, and that is I call building up relationship, maintaining. It's not just because you build up or like you are their grandchild, you are their son, you are their daughter. It doesn't makes you automatically a family. You have to build up that one. Most especially when you're already capable of doing it. If you are an adult, you're individual and working already earning, then you mustn't forget where you're from, where you came from. You have to look back. Yeah, that is what family all about. Family matters. You have to be visible. You have to let them know that you exist, that you're there. Yeah. Mm. You don't just turn up because you want to claim your rights. You want to claim your gifts. You want to because you're entitled to it. No, don't. You have to maintain. Let's say maintain that relationship with your family. Um, Maintain your good friendship to your family and people around them around you. That's it. Mm. So that is one thing, another family values that you have to learn, and we have to teach to our children. And most importantly is never forget or miss out, never miss or forget to teach your children to be grateful, to be thankful. Always express their politeness and thank to people that who are around them, who give them gifts. Who would like to give you gifts instantly? No one. So if there's anyone who give you gifts, who give your child a gift, you have to teach your child to be appreciative, to thank them because there's some more that coming or next a year, every year or every coming back. So it's not because you're hoping uh, that your child will receive more and more, but no, it's teaching the good values of appreciation, um, and also that hopefully that they will do the practice, that good values practice for themselves someday when they have their own family. Okay, when they have their own, and that good values wherever they may go in the world, that you don't have to worry that people would like them, would love to have them because of their good values. And teach your child to be helpful, to use their initiative. I always teach my children when you go, especially like it started from the family. So I don't have family here or relatives for them to visit. So the only family that they visit here is their grand, okay, their dad, their auntie and uncle. So be, behave, be polite when you are there, and be helpful when you are to your grandma. Look after her, look after, and if you see clean, especially even now, believe it or not, guys, until now, my I said that to my son, my daughter, every time they go to their dad every weekend. Um, don't just wait. Don't just sit there to be waited to be served by your dad because I know that he don't see you every day. Go, be part of it because you are not a visitor. You are part of the family. You are not a visitor there. You help in the kitchen, you clean, you do the dishes afterwards. And if if you see the mess, then you clean. That's what I've been teaching my children. And if we are in the Philippines, I would do the same. I will tell the same. You see, because they are not a visitor, they are parts of the family. They are just there to be part, to spend time. So quality time. They are not there to be served. So that is what you should like teach to your child, to your children. And that is part of the upbringing, good values, you see. And I used to go visit, see friends with my children, and it really making me proud because my friends would say, "Oh, come back, please come back, stay here again." Do you know why? Because they said to me, "Your children are very polite, they're very helpful." My children, like they know when they go because they're doing it at home. We're doing it at home. I I train my children to do the dishes, to clear the table, to lay down the table, to put plates in before dinner or during dinner time. So, and they doing that, they carrying doing that away when you were out or when we are visiting other people, is when they are staying. You see, we have a saying in the Philippines: if you don't stay overnight to see your friends or family, then you can't do the dishes. I don't know why the support issues, but then again, if you are staying, that means you help out because you stay overnight. What more so if you stay there a few days? So what would you do? What would you do to if you can't do the dishes because you're just go there for a day for visiting? That's when the 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 values of the training comes along. So my from generation we do that in the Philippines, guys, or wherever in the Asian country. And I thought we only do that, but also here in the UK, my in-laws they were doing it. I learned my learning of about families has continued when I arrived here. So I heard that from my father-in-law. He was actually, or my mother-in-law saying, we should never go or visit to any relative or any other houses with empty-handed, or you should never go visit a girlfriend with empty-handed and go there have a meal and without bringing anything, even just you just visit in the day, or you go there like. And most especially if you can do that to other people, what more so to your family, to your relatives, or your your uncle, or your dad, your mom. So that's extended, isn't it? That kind of family values. So you should never go to other houses with empty and handed. That means because if you are not going there, you're not going to be doing helping out the dishes. So you must bring in something, anything for snacks or anything. If you, if you know the person or your family that you're visiting love flowers, then bring flowers. Or if you know that they love cakes or chocolate, then bring some of those. You know. So that's it. That is parts of upbringing, like good values, family good values. Otherwise, if you keep doing that, personally, I will not looking forward to see you or to meet up with you because it's not like I don't get anything. I get nothing from you. I get nothing from you at all. After all of I've been doing it, is one way. You can't do one way relationship, family. You have to you vice versa. Mm? So personally, guys, I am also teaching that to my children. You can't just give and give. You have to uh, yes, you do. You initiate it first. Use your initiative first. You give. And then if that person doesn't seem to know to give back, that has to stop. You don't have to keep giving and then you don't get anything. You don't get any appreciation. You don't hardly talking to you or communicating with you. Why should you give continually? You don't. Yeah. So I also teach that to my children to stop not to stop, but at least they already show you already use your like initiative. So that is one thing that we should like teach to our children as well. So that's why I call be smart. Yeah, be smart, because the spirit of giving, you already practice that, you already done that. But if they don't reciprocate, if they some people, they just, like, they just love take and take, they don't give. Yeah. So that's why this, if you give something, I would say it will take a long time for them to realize it or to know, you know. But if you have to tell them, I want something as well. What do I get from you? What do I get from you if you already know each other? So that's why you should not giving a hint directly. You have to give, hey, it's your turn. Last year is mine. I want to have something from you, because if they would say no, why should I? That means they didn't care about you. They didn't love you. So stop loving them. Simple as that. If you started off like to build a family or a friendship, and then it's if it is one way, you don't get in return, you stop. You have to stop. So that is also this kind of um, wisdom you have to teach that to your child. Yeah, there are so many aspects. There are so many, like like uh, the education that you can teach to your child when they are growing up. You see, you have to teach them to be smart as well, to look after themselves. That is part of it, like by not taking advantage by others. Because some people, they just love take and take. They don't want to give, because they are that culture. They've been brought up like that. They have not been taught by their parents to give, to give back. When you said give back, that means because they've been received, and then they don't want to give. That's not good, isn't it? So that is a very, uh, I call it hustler. They've been taught by being hustler by the parents, no, or they have not taught at all. Hmm? So that is one thing also, guys, that um, I would share. I would like to share this kind of um, upbringing. Hmm? Hold on, I can still continue sharing. So there are so many that we miss out. Probably a lot of parents that miss out. Miss out. But how can we reassure our children that they are, or how can we be sure that our children are walking in the right path? So follow-ups, like I said, follow-ups, check up, follow up, check up, checking out what's there. If they are become derailed, their path or their railway become derailed, you have to check them out from time to time. You see, check them out from time to time, because it doesn't stop there. Our children, even if they already adults, you see, you have to look back when you were like growing up, or when I was that age. I didn't really know much. All I know is work. Do I know on the other stuff, how how the world's go on, or to catch up with the world, and the teaching of my parents to me, I have to teach my child also, because I want to make sure that he or they will come out okay someday. My prayers to my children, this is personal again now, is like this: that hope, I'm pray that all my good values, the education that I instilled in them, hopefully that they will use it someday wherever and whatever, wherever they go and whatever they do. It's about survival, because and that is the because it is very important. It can serve to guide them plus on top of their whatever they learn from the world. Is education in school education a worldly knowledge? You can say that it is a world because outside world because it teach outside your home. So it taught by teachers, educator, professional. Why they call professional? Because they're doing it for their job, career. But the teachings should really start from home, from parents. The parents should be the first teachers of the children. So if the teacher or the parents doesn't know anything at all because they have not even finished that, they have not learned it from their own parents, or they have not been highly educated, they have not been into like any learning session or counseling session or any education, any form of education about life or about career, about what's all about, what is the employment, what's atmosphere or ambience like that. If they have not done that, so what have not learned it, all that they've learned is taking and taking in and be smart and be what do you call it, hustler. They are hustler. So what can they teach to the children? So that's when the school education it comes very handy and very useful, because in the educate in school they actually teach what's the good values and all that, family, and how to deal with the outside world, and how to what is the life all about. At the moment, in their age, like probably 13, or like when they're year 7, 8 to 9, the school start teaching them like about job opportunities, future, what is career, what would you how much the daily living allowance in the UK and in the world, how much they should be. They've been taught like told in school, like when they're high school here, they've been told like about housing prices, and that in their generation, it's like my children's generation, they won't be able to afford to buy their own house if they don't work, if they don't work hard, if they only have this certain income, annual income, so they won't be able to afford to pay or to get mortgage. So that thing, something like that, that is a part of the curriculum or the part of the education that they will learn, or information that they will learn from school. There was like a time, a bit too early. I had a objection about it actually. I said it's too early for them to discuss about how they can afford a house. They can afford in their generation because it's too soon. They should be focusing, teaching the children in education without worries, without stressing out themselves about their roof over their head someday. They should like teach them how to like get a career, focus on study, not to worry at something else, anything else, because when they growing up, as they have a career without any stress about worrying or having a sleepless night because of worried about having anxiety or develop an anxiety because of housing problem, they should like focus on teaching them to get there first, to finish their studies, and then when they finish their studies they already matured enough, make up their mind, and that's when they can balance their mental level about how to cope stress. Then they already resilient, they already like toughen up themselves, and they already have secured, oh, okay, I'll be fine because I have education, I finished this, if I didn't have a degree then I have this apprenticeship, I have this uh, what do you call it, tangible I'll be all right wherever I go. I get employment, I get employed, I get a job, because that person has been built up solid to build up the skills without any worries in advance where they go, where she would go, where he would go. So something like that. So yes, and that is very good, and because some of the young ones, they don't have the uh, capability of balancing their worries, or the anxiety, or the worries about the world, you know. So not everyone is have a strong. Not everyone is like her, is gifted or is built um, psychologically to deal with, to cope with anxiety or worries. So why worry them now? They should be focusing one target. They should tell them to just focus, study, finish, get that grades, and get that. And then, because along the way, on the process of education, then that child is built, is well equipped of a complete shield, complete armor, I would say, of knowledge and education. So, and later on, when she goes to out there, it's ready, and it's automatically understand, make her understand, or him understand that, them understand that, oh, this is what it looks a world all about. Just work and get a degree, or get a career, get into career, whatever the career that you choose. It could be like a plumber, it could be a electrician, it could be like anything handiwork like that, but it's a sustainable job, sustainable living. And you have also to teach your child to accept what is their capability, the limitation that they have. Because if you have not taught your child like that, then your child might keep aiming high beyond their capability, beyond their comprehension, beyond their like power, and it might carried on, and without learning, without knowing, without accepting their limits. And then when they fail, they will be the when they fail to reach their target and their aim, and then they would be devastated and feel very down to themselves. They might think that they are a failure, they might think that they are not perfect. All that, the self confidence and self esteem goes down to zero. And that's not, you don't want to happen to your child. You have to teach them along the way, on the process of accepting their limitation, that we have limits. If we can't do it, then we can't do it. But it doesn't mean that you cannot try. So that is the constructive way of doing it. Try it, and then you'll see. Because until you tried it, you don't know that new. And then if you tried and you still failed, it doesn't mean you can't try again. See, something like that. Or try something else. Change. So don't be afraid of change. So teach our children to change, not to be afraid of change. Change the people, especially. See, guys, this is it. Personally, again, I'm gonna do. I've been associating with some people, certain people, different people, and certain people. And actually, this is me. I am very resilient. I adapt. I adjust. But if there is no changes, or there's no, and if the association is doesn't makes me sane, or doesn't makes me happy anymore, I would not hesitate to stop associating those people, certain groups, certain association. So that is something also, guys, that you have to teach your children, our children. That is called socially. So social, we have to teach our children that we shouldn't stick. You don't have to stick to one association. You don't have to to stick because you've been because of fear pressure. Because oh, I'm gonna lose friends. I'm gonna lose my friends. I'm gonna lose those years that I established. I built up with that friendship with them, and then now I lose them because of this and that. No, you don't. You must still teach your child that you will not stick. Don't stick to one group because friends they comes and go. Associates come and go. It doesn't. There's some more. There's some more friends out there to associate with. There's some more that friends that you would learn something good, not like bad habits. Okay, and socially, you have to teach your child or children that changes is good. Changes people, faces, and all that association. You don't stick to one and and carry on because you have to teach your child to choose a good friend, to, to choose a good associate. You know, what is a good associate? What is a good friends? Friends that you can learn something. Friend that you can laugh something. The friend, a friend that you can cry on. You have a cry. You can cry in front of them, and they still loves you and they still support you. That is what you should teach our children. And then, if you are learning, if your friends got like a bad habit, if you love that friends, then you try to help that if your friends to stop it. If they don't, then you can isolate yourself, leave the association because they will come up, they become a bad influence towards you. So you have to teach your children, your child or daughter or son like that. Right. Family. Right. Family relatives. That's come, continue, go back. Family. Remember when I said like just because we got the same surname, just because we came from the same clan, the same grandparents and all that, it doesn't make you automatically my family. We are relatives, but it doesn't mean that you are family because relatives is different. It doesn't mean like you are family. The family is maintain the relationship. You have to maintain how to maintain a relationship, a family relationship. What I would like to say, to see is a person that who I regularly see, who claim me to their own. I will claim them as my own too. That is what family all about. If they don't communicate with me, if they don't give me anything to or any gesture or any show, if they don't give me gift, why should I keep giving gifts? Short, that's full stop. It should be give and take because it's not just claiming them as my family, but they don't claim me as their own. It's one way, isn't it, guys? So you have to teach our child like that as well. Hmm? You have to keep the people who are your well wisher, not those like just take and take from you. So again, that will go to the wisdom of be smart. Okay, be smart. So that is a family all about. I so that would be under the family who like it doesn't defines as a blood related. It is defines of your relation with them. So if you have a relation, if you keep that family as in your relation in your life as you have a relation with them, relationship that means that includes good stuff. That means give, serving, seeing, talking is the communication. Yeah. If you just see your family because you that person because you want to get something and you don't even bother to give them. That's not good, isn't it? It's being hustler. That is hustling. Mm. So that's it from me today about the family and upbringing and the children, good values. And whoever watched this, you can comment down below after my video if you have anything to say. Have your say. If I'm wrong, wherever I'm wrong, please do correct me, or um, it's all welcome. Your opinion, welcome. Just not be nasty because you will be deleted and blocked. Because all here is about positivity and education and family orientation. So yeah, family, children, and both emotionally and socially, most especially psychology. Okay, psychologically. So that's it from me. Thank you, Joe, for giving me this opportunity, for sharing, you letting me share my knowledge, my education, family, and children, bringing up children, what and the good values behind it, and what is the good result of good upbringing. See the good result, the difference of good upbringing and the not good upbringing. There is a very big difference, and everybody, all educated people, all reasonable and sensible people will, I know, that would agree with me. And to those who doesn't agree, tough, you're idiots, you're stupid. Thank you. Th- Thank you, YouTube, and good night. Goodbye from me, from my greetings, warm greetings from my home to yours. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye. Until next time. Next time, I will be discussing about, oh my God, um, festivity season. Again, that is involved about family again, upbringing and children. Okay, and I have so much to share with you guys. I have so much to share with you. Okay, thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.